everybody. Welcome. Memory Card Radio. It's here. It's here.
Zen Card Radio.
Memory Card Radio.
What was that, though? If you're going to introduce us,
Yes.
you have to scream it and say it fast.
No. See, that's why it's funny, because normally that's what you do. I come along, change it.
It's pretty crazy. Like, we're making this second joke.
Eric
sort
Max
of
John.
in light of our own joke. Welcome to the show, Memory Card
Hi.
Radio. The best video game podcast on
On
Vimeo.
this particular channel.
Vimeo.gov/Memory Card
We
Radio.
are also
Check
on
us out.
Daily Motion.
Daily Motion, Meta Cafe, eBomb World.
If you're listening to us on mopcast.com, go to youtube.com/memorycardradio. You get the audio on top of video. You understand a little bit more what's going on. I realize Scotty's been ripping the audio from the YouTube episodes instead of me sending him a separate MP3.
Yes.
Because normally when I do the separate MP3, I'll edit out the things like at the beginning and the end where the editing gets weird.
Oh, that's
and
true.
there's a lot of sound effects, but you don't really know what the hell's going on if you're not watching the video. It just sounds like, what the fuck are they doing if
that's
you're listening
true.
to it?
Okay.
So now people are getting those weird noises and stuff. I'm not editing them out.
Has
Scotty's
anyone
just taking
said
them.
anything? Are people
And
just
no
listening
one
to
said
me?
anything.
It's
but
because our fans are nice and they just, they're letting us, do our thing.
yeah, but I mean, if you're listening and there's weird shit at the beginning and the end,
But please give us creative control.
You're
yeah,
welcome.
just realize there's more going on behind the curtain.
Yes.
You could even say we're
mean,
unprofessional.
But,
You could say that. Whether
Yes.
it's true or not is we
I
are not
don't
going to
know.
admit fault because our lawyers told us not to, but
So what's up,
I
guys?
plead the fifth.
What are you all playing?
well,
What are you
I doubt
doing?
I've been playing the more interesting one, so John, you go first.
The Doom multiplayer snap map.
Ooh.
Now, we spent the past 2 episodes talking about Doom and Uncharted, and I hate to do it again, but I've been playing both of those multiplayers, and they're both okay. The Uncharted one's a little better. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
It's, it had to grow on me. I didn't like it at first. When I figured out, like, the mysticals and stuff, it's really cool. And it's simple to understand, and it's, it's really intuitive. You can do a lot, but there's not a lot of buttons and things clogging up the screen like some multiplayers. Mm-hmm. Especially casual multiplayers like me. Like, I admit, at this point, I'm basically casual when it comes to multiplayers. I just don't play them that much.
Yeah.
I play a single
I'm
player
not getting
game, and then
into
I'm done a lot of the time.
I'm best at games like Isaac and Necrodancer and shit, usually.
I mean, there's
Yeah, and
an
I beat
appeal
Isaac.
to it.
That's another thing. Well, beat. I might not
killed
owe
Mom.
you full 5.
he killed Mom, right? Is
Yeah,
that
I
right?
killed Mom, and it's really only because I just lucked out and got this huge string of amazing things. I had, like, spiders and fetuses and all kinds of things floating around me, fighting for me.
That's what Isaac
definitely
is.
Isaac.
And I had, like, a huge bullet, like a big bullet size, or a tier size. And I was just unstoppable, and I just plowed through the last, like, 2
How
levels.
did you feel about the ending, now that you know the lore?
The
Well, okay,
ending.
so what happened? So, God killed her? Is that what happened?
Sure, why not?
You did.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about the cutscene. Remind me exactly what happened.
The first ending.
I'm trying to remember what the
Mom
ending is.
is
'cause there's
mad,
separate
and then the
cutscenes.
Bible hits her on the head, and she dies. That's
Oh,
the
okay.
original ending. But then there's that suffocation thing. There's the trunk. I mean,
I don't know if I've seen that. Did I see that? with
You
the
will
first
see.
ending?
A lot of people
Okay.
say that's a metaphor too.
Is that
I
after?
can't talk about it anymore.
Is that after you go through the
You know
whole
what?
game?
We can be. Let's
You
be
should-
general about it. So like, there's.
Well, you can just say it. Fuck it. Spoiler
Sure.
alert. I mean, if you haven't
Okay.
played Binding of Isaac, fuck you.
That's true.
Go-
I mean,
go
it's
fuck yourself.
kind of not even in
Way
that
behind.
I don't
You're way
agree
behind.
with that wording. But you
Yeah.
know, the concept. Isaac is kind of like. So have you never noticed that the other characters in Isaac look just like Isaac? The main theory of the game is that those are just his alter egos, and he's kind of crazy,
It's the
right?
wigs.
And that's just him dealing with
Oh.
his bad relationship with his mom and stuff.
Jesus.
And so
Wow.
you might find out later that there's an enemy that you have to fight, and he's called Isaac. And it's basically, you'll see.
There's
it's basically you.
also some other metaphors going on with every time you beat the game with the trunk.
Yeah, well, right. That's,
Yeah.
I was kind
But
of...
then-
It's
but
such a
Max
better
Slime,
game. I love Super Meat Boy, but this is such a better game than Super Meat Boy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, he's had
I
more
think
years
so.
to grow on
Yeah.
this. I mean, you
It's
gotta
just-
remember, like
It's
this.
an amazing game.
This
It's really
is the version you're playing is the first expansion of the original game. There was the original one, and then there was Rebirth.
Right.
And
Do you have
and then
Afterbirth?
not
I
yet.
don't have Afterbirth. I haven't tried it.
That's a whole other thing, too. That's fun.
What
And
is it?
Then on top of it,
Just more levels,
It adds
or-
a lot more... It adds more kind of everything. There's different kinds of levels you can get. Like, you can... You ever go into a level and then you get like Curse of Darkness and it's really dark? Or I'm trying to remember what's before. It puts more random events and bosses and items into the game.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great. It's so great.
That sounds like that would be the only way to really improve it. Mm-hmm. Just add more shit because all the shit that they have in it is really good.
Yep. And I think what makes the game especially fun and I think replayable is that like there's the way that the characters are different. It's just like a different game every time you're playing it. Like, okay, I got all through that with Azazel, feeling good, whatever. I'm kind of bored of it. And then you play with like Kane or any other character, and you're like, wait, this is still really good.
I still feel like basic Isaac is best, though. I feel like that's what the game is built
See, I don't even think I
around.
played that one. I just played the one on PS4 and Vita, so that's Rebirth.
Yeah, that's Rebirth. And then Afterbirth will be released later.
I think Rebirth is way better than the original. It's the original, but way better.
That's what I've heard.
It is,
That's what I think.
in a lot of ways. Controller support helps.
So let's go ahead and talk about what you want to talk about.
Oh.
And I know you do.
We're not letting Max talk?
What?
He said he had a thing.
Oh, sorry. Did you have a thing?
I've been playing Isaac. That's my thing.
Oh, that was the thing.
Yeah, that's why it didn't
continued
end up
from his
expanding
conversation.
on it, but yeah. Well,
It
it's all
kind of
good.
went both and both then. Okay.
Who knows where we went? You know?
I've been... if I've played a game, I've played this little indie title.
Ooh.
It's called Overwatch.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Developed by Edmund McMillan and Tommy Rafines.
Well, it's about the team size is about the same. Anyway, I played
Yes.
the beta, so it's not like any opinion I have is new. But I've
Mm-hmm.
learned this: playing with friends makes that game the most fun fucking experience I ever had.
I bet.
I've had several nights where I'd get 5 of my personal friends. We get online, and it's a mess. And we have fucked with that game so hard.
Good.
We ripped off Donkey with the all bastions, but then one time we went all May.
That's right.
And so then the other team just said, fuck it, we're just going to all pick your counter. And it was hilarious. It was just nothing but Farrah's versus Maze. It's amazing.
Let me ask you something. How is it like... It seems like it's going to do a lot of what Team Fortress 2 does for people.
Sure.
How is it better than that? Like, how does it improve on that?
Far more variety, and it's more counter mechanic, I suppose.
Okay.
Like Team Fortress 2 is a game you pretty much know how it plays. If you're this one guy, you have this role. There are several people you can pick from that have 4 different roles, pretty much. And you can just kind of play them however you want.
Yeah.
Like it's called a defensive hero because they have properties that are useful for specific instances. But whether you're attacking or defending, it's still useful.
Right.
There's a lot of variety, and they all play very different, but it fucking balances itself perfectly.
I would argue that, or not even a counter argument, just to supplement yours. I think Overwatch is the chess to Team Fortress's checkers. Team Fortress
Sure.
is very fun, but it's 5 characters with a variable amount of roles based on how many people pick the same thing, right? You could have 4 spies and one engineer, and that's all of a sudden 2 roles, and it's a little random, and voice chat isn't as consistent.
And the characters are a little bland. And,
Sure,
and,
they're fun, but they're simple.
Right, they're very
That's
simple, yeah.
You can tell by the
By
art
today's
style,
standards.
it's just rounded and you just what Team Fortress 2 is, right? Well, I guess with Overwatch you have, tons of characters put in 5 roles. That could be anything.
And
So
then
you
they can
have
switch around depending on which.
exactly. So you have these based on your game type and probably the level you're playing. People are going to get to know the game so well that they are going to pick characters for that specific instance. So there's this whole strategy game going on before the match starts, which is I got a lot of from League of Legends, which is why I liked it. So I think that's the difference. Is it adds that whole beginning thing
Way
to
more
it.
depth.
But it's also,
Yeah. So you
even
can
though it
get-
has this depth, it's far easier to get into.
Exactly. So you can be casual, or you can get really deep into it, just deep. Which I
Also,
thought was fun.
one thing I want to properly thank this game for, games usually either match you up with people you're way better than or way worse. This is probably the best game that I've had 50-50.
That's
Because
good.
I've done 75 matches and I've won maybe 60%.
That's awesome.
But it feels like a win for a loss, which is just good design. I feel like it's matching me
They're challenging you perfectly.
in the right, perfect way. I'm having a 50-50 success,
Yeah.
although rank play, once that comes out, they might change things. But yeah, I'm fucking loving this game.
That's cool.
And it's very fun to get friends
Now, there's
in.
also future DLC. They're not going to nickel and dime you on this game.
No. There is a microtransaction.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's all cosmetics. They have, every time you level up, and there's no cap, you just prestige once you hit 100. You get a loot crate, pretty much a loot box, and it has different skins, or it has voice clips or animation poses for your emote, that kind of thing. Nothing that matters, but it's cool to have.
Nothing that makes you better at the game.
Right.
Like League of Legends, basically.
Nothing that
I've liked how they've
affects the
handled
game.
it. Yeah.
That's what matters to me.
That's the only
do cosmetic
place-
microtransactions as much as you want. I don't care.
Those are the more the merrier, honestly.
Never bothered me.
But the
more
thing
the merrier.
is,
I just don't like people beating me because they paid more.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Like
the
a
thing
beating
is, you
because
can
of that.
also earn this. I mean, this isn't like restricted away. You're going to unlock naturally.
That's good.
But
But it's random, too.
It's kind of slow, and you don't know what you're going to get. So it's kind of like gambling. You'd be like, I want to get 50 fucking crates. Here's $40. Let me wait until I hopefully get that thing.
Yep. I think that makes the items you get more special.
But that's all it is.
For sure.
It's just items. It's very much the League of Legends thing. The only difference is League of Legends is really one map, where this is a game they're going to have several new maps added, new characters and shit like that. But yeah, it's perfect. I love it. It couldn't have been better. It is what I wanted. More than what I wanted.
The second I get $40, I'll play it. that's
it's
where I'm at as a gamer. Right
60 on console.
There's no 60 on Battle.net?
Battle.net, there's a $60 version, but it comes with extra Blizzard shit. The extra $20 is for retail costs.
That's what I saw then, I guess. I
Like
thought
on
this was the version.
consoles,
I
they
thought it
gotta
was
give
62.
Sony a little money and Microsoft a little money, and that's why it's 60 there. But you get the bonuses you would get with the $6 version. On
And I
PC.
think you couldn't pre-purchase with 40. It had to be the $60 version. Right?
No, you could online.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
okay.
You could have pre-purchased either one, but
should've done that.
on
Oh.
console, the one version exists.
Okay.
So you would have to get the $60 version.
Good. So
but-
how fast-paced is the game how fast-paced do the matches end up being?
I feel like the longest I had was 15 minutes.
Wow. Okay, that's awesome.
So
I like to see
matches
more
are
of that.
quick, very much a game that you can pick up and just play a match and then do whatever you gotta do.
That's good. I grew tired of the 45-minute
It
plus League of
encourages
Legends
you,
matches.
though, to keep going because you get XP bonuses for consecutive play.
Cool.
So it keeps you
Oh, that's
there.
awesome. So for each match, like the more matches you do,
You also get an
bonus.
XP bonus if you're playing with a friend. So
good.
if you fucking bring that in, more XP, which give you more boxes.
encouraging multiplayer.
And then
I think
there's like options if you want to learn the game. You can go against AI. There's the training range. I mean, I feel like everything. It's not like Street Fighter V where they were missing like features that you fucking need to play the game.
Yeah.
This feels more like they could add to it, but right now you have everything you actually fucking need if you want to get good.
Cool.
And the main thing you gotta do is just learn. Like
Yeah,
this,
that's what I figured. Just
like
repetition.
like take that. Bastion the turret.
Yeah.
Bastion is fucking overwhelming as possible. I play as Genji. I can just ricochet everything and it'll kill him in one hit.
Yep.
Like,
I played him.
he's nothing. Mm-hmm. And that's like every character's like that. Every character is super powerful against certain other characters.
Complicated rock, paper, scissors. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's play.
Rock, paper, scissors where you could still totally win if you're playing a worse character.
There we go.
If you're good.
Okay.
Anyway, that's
I
my
dig.
thought.
Yeah.
No one else could add, so I feel guilty.
No, I mean, I
You did a perfect job.
played the beta, loved it.
What do you think about the
Me too.
beta? Tell me about the beta.
I-
Tell me your experiences. You both played it, so you have reference.
I mean, I don't know if I can pinpoint like any like stories with experiences. I was mostly just enjoying figuring out the mechanics and. But it's super tight and so much variety. So much variety in a game that still feels like all that variety is still that game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that's because I feel like that's kind of the line you walk when you start throwing lots of different things in one game. You start getting into this territory where it's hard to, what the fuck is your game?
Yep.
You know, if you're like cramming all these things in it. But Overwatch doesn't seem to suffer from that, even though it's throwing a lot of different types of shit in there. So
I think it's one of those games that
says a lot.
though it's complicated and has lots of content in it and stuff, it's more like it's got an elevator pitch as well. Like it's easy to explain. Like, oh, this is 5 against 5 and different kinds of people that shoot each other. Like, oh, okay. And it's like it makes perfect sense. And it's just kind of like it's easy to take in that main concept so you can like go further and learn more specific things about the game.
you know what the
Which is
opposite
nice.
of Overwatch is? It's Mighty Number 9. It's looking like.
I thought you were going to say Battleborn.
Undertale.
Well, I don't know a lot about Battleborn, but it seems like
Can I add one
reviews
thing about
seem
Battleborn?
kind of-
PlayStation All Stars.
The day that
Hey.
Overwatch came out, it is now on sale for half off.
That's how they have to compete.
Is that
Yeah.
the white flag? Is that what that is?
That is a
They're
white
like,
flag.
all right, we.
They,
Doing
We're
it
gonna
that
we're gonna
day.
just make as much money in this as we can, and we'll be done.
They're not doing well, and I'm kind of happy they're not. Fuck Battleborn.
Battleborn.
Fuck Gearbox. Fuck Randy
Randy
Pitchford.
Pitchford.
Fuck them both.
Take a dick.
You know, I still want to be friends with you guys if you ever meet me in real life and stuff. I'm not going to burn any bridges.
He's a magician. He'll
necessarily.
make your
I'm not
wallet
going to burn any
disappear.
bridges. No, I'm kidding. Man, Overwatch. Yeah, I'm definitely getting it. And along with, there's a couple, I have like a Netflix queue, if you will, a backlog of games I need to purchase, like that, and Mario Maker, and, you know, I'm probably going to have to get this Zelda whenever it comes out in 2019, and, you know.
Well,
What are some other games that you want to play that you haven't played? I think that's a funny topic.
Well, I own Dishonored, and I've never, like, really played it, and it's installed on my computer. I just gotta do
I have it too. Never played it as well. No, I played the first like 5 minutes. I saw the opening.
Mirror's Edge
all
2.
right.
I really haven't played that yet, and I have it.
Well, that's not out yet.
Or Bioshock. Mirror's
first
Edge,
one.
the first one.
He just meant
The
in
original.
addition.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you meant Mirror's Edge Catalyst.
Oh, whoops.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
That, and there's like a few other ones, I think, but like I can't think of any other main ones. But those two have been like sitting there. I need to
have
keep
Surgeon
playing
Simulator.
Wolfenstein also. Surgeon Simulator.
Haven't played it.
I haven't played that myself yet, but I've seen 7,000 videos.
See, I
of
feel
people
like the
play
problem with Surgeon Simulator is really funny at the time, but you play it now, it's not going to have the same effect.
it. I'm worried about that.
Because there's a lot of copycats.
That's true. I figure if I do end up pulling up that game to play, it's going to be for the challenge. Let's see how like well I can actually do on this game. I'm curious. Like,
You really
can
need
you get
to-
good at it?
No.
You really need to play Wolfenstein though. You
Yeah.
really got to get to
Yeah,
that. That's
just
an amazing
finish
game.
that before you touch anything else. Because Wolfenstein.
I'm an hour and a half in on
great.
Wolfenstein, and I like
That's-
it. And that was just one playthrough or
Was
one
that
setting.
2014 or 2015?
2014.
Yeah, that was 2014. That was one of the
Ooh,
better
that
games.
might mean this E3 we might get a machine game footage.
Maybe.
'Cause that's 2 years.
I wonder what else they'd be working on.
Well, Bethesda right now is doing an E3 conference.
Good.
That means probably
Bethesda's
machine
coming
game.
up, man.
I think they're gonna do
keep an
another
eye on these
Wolfenstein.
motherfuckers.
They started with Home Alone on the Nintendo Entertainment System, and then they ended up getting Skyrim.
It's amazing.
And Wolfenstein in the end. Same
Yeah,
company.
Home Alone was way better.
Evil Within.
was.
Evil Within was like my
Yeah.
favorite game of 2014.
I need to get that then.
Well,
it keeps going
for
on
some
sale
reason,
for really cheap
I
on
stand
Steam.
by. They shit the bed on Fallout. They
Sorry.
really let me down.
It's
Bethesda.
weird. It's
I
weird because
don't
like
like
all
that
these
game.
mid-tier games that they're putting out are doing well. They're making their money back, and they're establishing following like good, dedicated audiences. Like, well, we just went over them, but yeah, Evil Within in particular, I feel like, and you know, I think they're starting to see value in bringing back older franchises and having fun with them instead of trying to cram them into this like 21st century box.
But I think they've
That's what
really
Doom
hurt
and
their
Wolfenstein
AAA
both did.
that aren't older things. As I say, like Fallout, I feel like is a disaster.
Maybe, I'm not sure. It depends on
I
how they
hate that
allocated
game.
resources, and if they didn't do a good job of allocating where people are, where their talent is. But I mean, there's a sign of improvement there, which is interesting.
Yeah.
The
They're a
mid-tier
better
games
big
generally don't do good now. It's all about like the 6 AAA games once a year, and then a shitload of indie games. It's like not a lot of stuff in the middle. I like the middle. I like
And all
games
this
in the middle.
good
Me too.
Doom talk
They're
is in their
affordable, too.
favor because people love that game.
Doom's awesome.
Yeah, Doom's good.
And Wolfenstein was awesome, and I think it's because they had people that wanted to make the games and wanted to make them their way. And they're like, okay,
Still can't decide which I prefer, Wolfenstein or Doom. They're so good for different reasons.
By the way, I
probably
have
Doom, I would say.
I have a funny, I have a little anecdote for you, a little story today.
Let's
I
go.
got a text from my friend Mark from Octopus Rocket Games. I probably mentioned him and live
Oh,
out
yeah.
in California. He sent me a text this morning that was like, I haven't seen your new episode of Memory Card Radio, which was the one before this about Uncharted and Doom. It says which is more handsome or something.
Yeah.
He's like, I haven't seen the video yet, but Doom. He just sent me that text.
I mean, I think that's
Yeah.
kind of the conclusion we came to in the episode, and I
Yep,
think
yeah.
there's lots of reasons for that. It's clearly the most handsome game.
yeah.
Doom is far more of a game that you want to take home, you want to snuggle with.
You want to
Sure.
wife it up, husband it up.
Uncharted you can hang out
want
with
to make
for the
that
club with
game
the-
a sandwich. I do.
Yeah.
You can hang out with Uncharted 4 at the club for like 2.5 hours before you go. I'm a little tired. I want to go home. It was fun, but I'll see you in like 4 weeks.
And then you
Yeah.
never come back because I think Uncharted is done.
And when people ask you about Uncharted 4, you go, "Well, he's a nice guy. He's never been anything. Yeah, I know he's did that mean thing to you. He's never done anything mean to me though. So I'm still nice to him."
I don't know why I'm so negative feeling towards Uncharted. Thinking back,
I think
just don't like it as much
I
as
think
I
there
thought
was
I
a
would.
little bit of. I mean, when I'm playing that game, I get that there's a lot of talent, and I get that they know what they're doing. I get those vibes, but also get a little vibe, just a little bit of. Here's another one.
I don't even think it's
Let's
that.
just
I think
get
it was
this level done.
like, okay, we're
Just
ending,
a tiny
we're
little bit
ending
of it.
the series.
They're
here.
done. They feel like they're. I feel like they're just done with it.
When you're at like a high number, like 4 in the series, it just feels
Yeah,
like
I mean,
that
and
naturally.
it's fine to reevaluate
Technically,
and be
5
done.
count the
and-
Vita game.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the Vita game was a real good quality one too. Well, no, they didn't do that one though. Sony Ben did that one.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There are aspects of Uncharted I
Yeah.
love. It's just
it's
like-
done. It's done. It's fucking done. It was awesome.
I just
Drake's
have
awesome.
some problems with the story. There are a lot of cool things I love for the story,
Yeah.
and one of the greatest Easter eggs. I'm not even referring to the Crash Bandicoot fucking thing because that's not an Easter egg. But there is a. Did you discover that one pirate? Did you recognize that one pirate that was a joke and an Easter egg?
No
So one of the main pirates of that story.
spoiler.
Not really. Guybrush
No.
Threepwood. The whole game is about pirates, for fuck's sake. That's
Yeah,
like,
but if it's, I don't know what you're about to say. You sound like you're about to say something crazy.
Guybrush Threepwood is one of the paintings.
Who the fuck's that?
Monkey Island. I'm the only one that gives a shit.
don't-
Monkey
just-
Island's one of the best adventure games
Bruce
ever made.
Willis died at
Was
the
that a
end.
Sega game?
That was a LucasArts
Sorry.
game. Monkey Island 1 and 2 are some of the best LucasArts games ever made.
I think I played them.
You need to. God
Wow.
damn.
Okay.
I love those games so much.
I'm thinking of Monkey Ball. That was a Sega
Monkey
game.
Island's way
Monkey
better.
Ball's a great game.
Monkey Island is one
You're
of the
playing
funniest games
Ape
ever made.
Escape.
Yes, I have.
Those
Absolutely.
are fun, stupid little games.
There was a
Those
Metal
are
Gear
okay.
Solid nod in one of them I played.
Yes, there's a
Before I knew
in
what
a
Metal Gear
Vice
Solid was.
versa.
There's a Ape Escape nod in Metal Gear 3 where you play. There's a bonus level where you shoot a bunch of monkeys, and they're the monkeys from Ape Escape.
Damn.
And they have like the Ape Escape graphics in Metal Gear 3.
Sadly, they weren't in the PS3 re-release.
Oh, damn
Yeah.
shame.
Oh, that sucks.
Licensing bullshit.
Yeah.
Like Mike Tyson
Subsistence.
not being in the Wii Punch-Out.
They did
kinda
this
shit.
thing when they released Metal Gear Solid 2, and then they released Metal Gear Solid 2 with a bunch of extra shit. Again, it was called Substance, Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance. Same game, everything, but it was almost like buying like an old form of DLC.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like an early 2000s form of DLC. They released this other version of the game that had more shit. They did the same thing with 3. And then they put out Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence, which I
Damn.
don't know if is a word.
Well, here's the thing about
And
Subsistence.
It had the Ape Escape shit and a bunch of
It
stuff.
also had that new camera system, and that was what made that game
Yeah.
from an 8 to a 10.
It had the real camera system now with the dual
The
sticks.
PS3 version
pretty
has
nice.
that camera system, so don't worry. But
Cool.
it
Yeah.
turns that game from a this is okay to this is the best in the series.
It's a shame they couldn't get that in Metal Gear 2. That would have helped that game a lot.
Yeah, but it was too late by then.
Yeah.
I still feel like it's good.
I thought about replaying Fable Lost Chapters recently. That game's great.
Yeah, it's alright.
Yeah. It's
I
on
played the
Steam, and
first one.
apparently it works, so...
Fable played the first one.
Yeah.
That is the first one.
It's the first one
Oh.
plus, like, I don't know
The DLC
how much
content.
longer...
Ah.
Yeah, I don't know how much longer
Before
extra
DLC
story,
wasn't
but...
They're both great.
It
was a
makes
good
the
show.
ending
Oh,
not
man.
terrible. You know,
Sure.
because the ending originally came out was really bad, but the DLC
I didn't even
fixes
hate it, honestly, when I played it the first
Well, you
time.
should, and the DLC will fix it, and then it becomes like
There
a
we go.
nice little thing.
I should hate that game that I love. I should hate it.
You should. I did say hate. I just said the ending.
Okay, well, that's fair. Fable's great. I dig it. I love the soundtrack. Everything just brings me back. Like, it's my game.
It was one of my first
played.
PC games.
Ooh,
Wow. I played
One
it
of
on
the
the
first PC
Xbox
games I ever
first.
played.
So did I.
The original Xbox.
Yeah. That is
Not Lost
probably
Chapters, though.
the game that did character growth the best.
Sure.
Because it felt like a lifetime by the time you got to the end of that game.
It did. Like, I was probably... It's one of the most, like, immersed I've ever been in a game like that.
Yeah.
When I played it especially, it was just like, wow, this music's beautiful when you're walking through Oakvale and shit, and people are treating you differently based on your like notoriety level. So you're a little kid, and you know you don't know no one really knows you except for your dad's kids. So they go, oh, chicken chaser, that's what they call you. Then you
No,
grow
it's-
up, and all of a sudden it's like they can be scared of you or be like, oh, thanks for your
Why
help.
were the
I love it.
sequels not as good?
I don't
Like,
know.
The first one is like this really charming fucking game that's really unique, and none of the other games captured that.
I have no idea.
It's just
The
bizarre.
second game was from a different...
No, it was from
Publisher, I thought?
Well, maybe publisher.
Because you can buy 1 and 3, I think, on PC and not the second one. Like, the second one was only on 360 or some shit.
The second one's actually the king of bad endings.
Oh, man.
The second one was interesting because, like, the final guy basically dies through Deus Ex Machina.
Oh,
You don't even aren't a part of the story.
Oh,
Like it's like the entire game's like I'm gonna get revenge against this guy in particular, and then you get to him and you don't even get it, and it just ends.
oh boy.
Damn.
Fable
Have fun
2.
with that.
Oh man. Well, you know, Lost Chapters is good enough as an ending. I don't
Yeah,
really care.
Lost
It's a
Chapters
good- it's a
is
perfect game.
it fixes that ending.
Yeah.
It turns that game from a 7 to a
nice.
9.
It's a solid game. Man.
0.5.
Combat felt really
A
natural
9.5
too.
from Eric is hard to get.
It's pretty easy.
That's true.
Not a lot of games.
That's a lot of games.
How many games would you say have
At
9.5?
least 70.
Really?
He knows a lot of games though, so that's we gotta
Such
have
a random
that.
number to just come up with. 70.
I've never had to calculate the amount of games I
70s
would give scores.
No one's ever picked 70, I think, in my
It's
whole
too
life.
round of a number as a random number, I think.
Yeah, it's it's the most random
It
round
sounds
number.
like pick a number between like 1 through 1,000. Eric could be like 500. No, I probably would too. I like doing that.
523 is what I would pick.
That's a good one. It's 500, the number we just said, plus the favorite basketball player of all time, Michael Jordan.
Jim Carrey, the number 23.
Yeah,
Everything's number
he's
23.
just a Michael Jordan fan.
Was that 23 or was it a different number?
It's 23.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's
And I'm 23 years old.
And
Until
there's-
tomorrow.
There's 3 cups on this table.
That's
but
true.
2 of them are blue.
And one of them is me.
23.
But there's 3 in total. 2, 3.
What
And
the fuck are we talking
There's
about?
3 of
23.
us and a tissue box.
Mm-hmm. And I'm 23 years old, and I'm in a part of the one of the
I'm
3.
old.
23.
But if we were to record this podcast tomorrow, I would be 24 years old. That's actually the truth. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Why the fuck didn't you
Birthday
sing?
boy.
I don't know. I've been
You mentioned it
celebrating,
before at one point.
I've been celebrating the birthdays just on days convenient
You're
for the
coming over to the
girlfriend
cookout.
and the family. Dude, absolutely.
The cookout is going to be your birthday
We're gonna
celebration
cook
as
out.
well.
That's
Yeah.
what I figured. I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that cookout.
We have a cookout. You're not probably going to
You're not invited.
Maybe I'll get some footage from it. Maybe I won't. I won't. I might. I won't. I might.
Why?
What if we did a
would you
podcast
not?
just like with a grill right in front of us?
With everyone else not knowing about it, that it was going
just
on.
started
they're on
doing
the
it.
You know what we
podcast.
need to get?
People walking in like getting hot relish on their hot dogs and walking out of frame going, "What the
We
fuck?"
need George Foreman to
fuck
be
are
on our show to sponsor his grill.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
I have a George Foreman grill. It's covered in dust. It's in the basement.
Was he like actually a decent boxer?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
pretty sure he
I
was
know
like,
more for the grill than the man's career.
He was a
Me too.
He was a real good boxing man.
My son can box. That's all
He
I can say
punched
about George
lots of
Foreman.
people.
He did lots of punches in his life.
Took out them teeth. Teeth flying out of the mouth.
That was a good episode of The Proud Family when George Foreman was on it.
I don't remember that one.
It's a knockout package.
It was the one where the grandma
He's
put
got
her
a good
feet-
package.
She put her foot in the food and then they would just send it off, and that was like a corporation. Remember that episode, Proud Family?
It gave us a reason to see
I put
George,
my foot in it.
a retired heavyweight boxer. We got to see a retired heavyweight boxer in an apron
Sugar Mama, that was
for like
her
a
name.
year in commercials.
It was. I felt like it was longer than that. That was like a part of my life, you know, a part
He
of pop
was-
culture.
I think he may have had a chef hat in one.
I bet if Urban Outfitters made a George Foreman shirt where it's just the silhouette, like on a fucking shirt like this style, with a fucking stupid pocket and like his grill, people would buy that shit up because it's.
I
like,
would.
It's
Those
part of pop
babies
culture.
abused
And
that
then he
dog
could
in
be
that
like
show.
more aloof about it. Like, hey, there it is. You can get it if you want.
People like mostly know who it is, but some will ask you, and so you'll get to talk about the shirt and stuff. Like that's what customers from Urban Outfitters want, you know. So
That's
I think
pretty
it'd be a good
urban.
shirt. It's urban as shit. Are you kidding me? Wow,
It's a knockout package.
what a shirt to wear in the city.
See, now I just have Proud Family on the mind.
You know, don't we all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me.
I'm thinking about that
I
poor
know.
dog being abused by
I'm
the
gonna
babies.
quote it. Alvin
That's a good one.
Mhm,
That was a
from
good
Proud
episode.
Family.
Yeah, Proud Family.
It's got the 3
on the Disney
chipmunks.
Channel.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Alvin,
starring
Simon,
Queen
and the
Latifah
Chipmunks, baby.
is Sugar Mama. They need to make a live action Proud Family. Holy
Yeah, that'd be
shit.
good. Who would you cast?
They would all be that guy who dresses up as a woman constantly. What's his name?
Eddie Murphy.
No, the fucking Medea.
Oh, Tyler Perry.
Yeah, just Tyler Perry for everyone in the Proud
I
Family.
instantly went to the clumps. I'm
If
like,
nothing else, he's gonna be the dad. You all know he's gonna be. It's just whether you like it or not.
That's
what's gonna
fine.
happen.
Yeah, Tyler Perry would be okay at that.
I think Eddie Murphy would be better.
They could both
Well,
be in it.
he might have at a time, but
Are they friends?
He died a long time ago.
Or is Tyler Perry mad at Eddie Murphy because of their formats were similar? With
For a
like,
second there, I was like, oh my god, did Eddie Murphy die and I didn't know about it?
No.
And you were talking about his career.
Well,
Shit!
he's
You gotta
dead.
be more specific,
He's
man.
dead to me.
Can't
Well,
fucking
I'll
be.
be sad when he's dead, and then we're just gonna like forget the past 20 years of
Can't
his
fuck with
life.
me like that. Can't forget the clumps. That dinner scene where everyone was farting is like one of the funniest things from the
It
90s.
is. It's
I
also
watched-
like almost 20 years old.
real talk. I watched The Nutty Professor like a week ago, and it's still good.
Yeah, it
Good.
is.
It is
bet
absolutely
it's
still
Murphy
good.
used to be hilarious,
It
and
is
then
still
he
a good
stopped
movie.
attempting.
Like, I am saying that as an honest person. I'm not even fucking ironic. It's a pretty okay movie.
How does it
I
compare
laughed
to
several times.
Pluto Nash?
I don't know Pluto Nash.
You should see it. It's a movie indicative of his career.
What is that
Boy.
movie?
It's his space comedy. It's the worst fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
Like
There's
his,
a Nostalgia Critic review if you all want to see
his
it.
Galaxy
not
Quest?
experience-
His Jack and Jill.
Kind of, but far more worse in every respect.
That's not good.
Far more worse.
I couldn't think of another
Why can't he
phrase.
come back? Like, it's been long enough.
Because he's
I think
not
everyone would
funny.
give him a chance to do something else if he wanted to do something.
He had his chance. He did that
He
movie
should.
where he didn't say anything.
Well, he was the donkey in Shrek. Everyone liked that.
That's true.
People like the donkey.
Again, 20 years old. Shrek was 2000, and we're catching up there.
Oh, shit, you're right.
That's true.
Like,
It
you
didn't really
can't
come after
say
all that
these things
shit.
to, like, his career's
Yeah, it's
fine.
13
Look
years
at
ago.
Shrek.
Shit.
Dr. Yeah, that's a bad... When you're making the Shrek argument, you're grasping at straws at that
Doctor
point.
do a little bit. It's just the
Mike
Shrek
Myers
argument.
is having the career of his life right now.
It's the only reason Donald
Austin
Trump is winning
Powers.
this
Yeah,
election
Austin
right
Powers.
now.
That's
is,
1999.
Mike Myers can fuck up
Yeah.
several times, though, and still be remembered for Austin Powers. He's not going to be remembered for the fucking Love Guru.
Look, I'm not
He's
saying
remembered
he's
for
not
Austin
remembered.
Powers.
I'm saying he
Or
is.
Wayne.
Yeah.
Like, there's a difference between respecting
Or
the
Shrek.
history and saying that they suck now versus saying they entirely
he was
suck.
Shrek. We've come full circle.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, what else was he in? Shrek. He was Shrek. We were just talking about it.
Jesus.
It all comes back to Shrek.
It's amazing. What was first? Shrek or... No, Austin
It's like
Powers
Kevin
before,
Bacon. There's like 7 degrees, and everybody comes back to Shrek
Speaking
somehow.
of Kevin
Everybody comes
Bacon,
back
I
to
just
Shrek.
saw Tremors the other night.
Yeah.
I finally saw
Good
that
movie.
movie. It's a
Tremors with
great
Ellen
movie.
DeGeneres. How was
Unfortunately,
it?
it goes downhill from
I don't
there,
care.
but
I got my
that's a good
one movie. I'll leave it there. But it's,
Yeah, leave
it's-
it there.
I think
It's
it's
a good
Ghostbusters good. I think it's great.
Yeah,
Boy.
I can see that. It's good. It really
It's
is
as good as the new Ghostbusters coming out.
Yeah.
It's that good.
Speaking of
I'm excited.
good things.
Ghostbusters?
Our sons.
Yeah, I'm glad we made that smooth transition from one good thing to another thing that's definitely going to
Great.
be good.
My
the
son.
Ghostbusters movie 2016, all
Man,
women.
I can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
As somebody who respects women, I cannot wait to see that movie.
That's a
That's-
great movie.
As much as I'm against reboots and remakes, now that you've put women in it, I no longer have to feel like it's a problem.
It's kind of like when you make fun of white girls, but you're really just making fun of women, but it makes it better when you put race on the beginning of it. It's just like that. I think that's why. This next movie's going to be
I'm
really
glad
good.
they started production right when Harold Ramis died.
Did
Yeah,
you see those
thank you.
CG effects? They were really good.
They were as good as Jabba the Hutt from the
Star Wars
from the
DVD.
Fellowship
Oh, they
of the
were
Ring
fucking
DVD.
way better than
Yes.
that shit. Like, if you want to talk about visuals, I'd put it right up there with Scooby-Doo.
It looks
that's
so
some good CG.
Maybe better
The
than
second
Scooby-Doo.
live action one. The
Yeah,
second.
the
Maybe
second
even better.
live action.
Maybe even better than Scooby-Doo.
I can't
Maybe
believe
just a
that.
little.
It's got better CG than the Love Guru, dude.
The Ghost threw up on her because that's a thing that
Here's
ghosts
the thing you
do.
gotta remember. If you actually watch the Ghostbusters, it's a terrible movie. There's no jokes. It's not funny. The only one who's funny is Bill Murray because he's an asshole. This is a comedy. This is for me because
Yes.
I like women and I respect women comedy. So I'm excited.
All right, I lost it. I can't do it anymore.
I got more.
So
I
what
got
trailer
more.
looks worse? That's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
My number 9
Oh, my name.
or the first 2 Ghostbusters trailers.
I think Mighty Number 9.
By far. my
Really?
number
Okay,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
At least Ghostbusters is going to be
Like,
a movie.
It's a film.
This
Ghostbusters
is
has
good or bad.
not
It's
the worst cast ever. It has a tiny sliver of potential, I think. It
If
could
it's
be
good,
good.
it's not going to be good because it's a Ghostbusters movie.
Exactly.
But it doesn't look like a bad movie. It looks like a bad Ghostbusters movie. That's
Well,
the
that's
problem.
fair. Sure, that's I think. A
Mighty
piece of
Number
criticism
9
it doesn't get.
is
That was bad.
absolutely bad.
How did
There's
they
no
fuck that up?
defense.
That's like
How'd that get so
2005
fucked up?
humor, the LOL so random humor, XD with the laugh face, you know.
Things are awesome
Lowercase
because
s,
they're
capital
awesome. Are
D.
you fucking kidding
I
me?
mean,
You're really going to say that?
Can we go back
That's
to
all
the
the
history
reasons
of this game and the amount of times they've delayed and
Yes.
delayed?
And they asked for more money at one point, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah.
And then they tried to
come
make
on.
a second game while the first one wasn't out yet.
I mean, come on, bro.
Here's the thing. Ultimately, Kenji Inafune, I'm not saying Mega Man isn't great. I'm also going to say you're probably not responsible for him because you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
It makes me question him because, I mean, fuck. Just make another Mega Man. That's all you needed
They
to do.
have now had
you didn't need to
triple-
experiment with it.
Sorry to interrupt. I didn't
No,
mean
you're
to-
okay. I'm done.
They've had AAA length production. They could have made a fucking $60 pretty ass game. Every Call of Duty is made in this amount of time, right?
Oh,
that's
yeah.
3
That's
years,
true, yeah.
and that's a generous.
Those
amount
aren't
of time
exactly
for 3
outside of the
years.
box.
This is a fucking supposed to be. It's not 2D anymore. 2D little fucking game that I can play on my 3DS. That's all it needed to be. It just needed to be another Mega Man, but slightly different style from Kenji. That's everyone back.
Pretty
they were
easy.
like, I support you going out on your own and making Mega Man real. And then they fucking waited so long to make this project that looks so small. It does not look like something that should take this long.
They've made so many mistakes it almost doesn't look like mistakes. It looks like they have a checklist of just ways to piss off our fans and just checked every box. Like they did, like it's almost as if they're doing it on purpose because they've done it so much.
It's the flip of what the Castlevania guy did. Because he fucking pitched his game, and he has been completely, like, letting everyone know what the game is. Everyone who backed that game has updates constantly, showing off where they are. And the game actually looks like what people wanted it to fucking look like.
Ukulele's doing the same recently.
Ukulele was amazing.
They've been back. They wanted to be secretive for a while and, like, updates and stuff because they weren't sure what characters were going to be for sure in the game. But recently they're like, hey, we've broken past that barrier where we're not sure what characters are going to be in it, so here's some characters. Like, they're being pretty, like, upfront about when they find out things for themselves.
I'm really looking forward to that game.
It's going to
Do
be.
we have a date on that? Is that this year?
No, they don't have a date yet.
Okay, probably next year.
Yeah, they're being honest about it. They're like, yeah, we don't have a date yet, but here's all these characters that we're going to be put in, and here's going to be. This is the thing you're going to collect, and it's going to be different.
Hopefully, we get Shenmue 3 this year. It's
cool.
I think
it won't be
that.
this year. It might be at E3, but I don't think it's coming out this year.
Yeah, I believe they are doing an E3. Ukulele is pretty sure.
Yeah.
I think they said in their last email update that they were.
Because they've really only had 1 year with Shenmue.
I think
since to start getting the money for production.
I think I say this probably every E3, maybe not out loud to you guys, but I think this every year. I think we're going to see a medieval game.
Well, that'd be fun.
I think it's happening. I think here's what I'm seeing. I see PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, right? Not a very good game. But they put a bunch of characters in from obscure franchises. They put Sweet Tooth in, and then they ended up rebooting Twisted Metal. And they also put Sir Daniel Fortescue in there. And
they also put in Parappa the Rapper, and that's not getting a game.
Is it not?
No.
I thought it was.
Yet.
Fuck no.
I'm
No, they're
pretty
not.
sure-
That's a guaranteed no.
Okay.
They've made that very clear that they're
Okay.
not making another Parappa.
Man, could've
The
sworn
one
there was
you could
something
ask
happening.
for is Crash. Rapper's dead.
Well, that's the thing. That's one of the
They-
problems with PlayStation.
They
All-Stars.
probably could do
Not a lot
something
of
with
people-
Crash now that they put it on Uncharted 4.
They
right?
they've been teasing that for way too fucking long.
They
and
got
fucking
it.
with us way too much for them not to do something.
I'm not usually mad or whatever if a game series doesn't end up rebooting. Like, you can make whatever games you want. I don't give a fuck. You know, I don't want to. The moment I start telling game companies what to make, then it's like, what the fuck's the point of?
Yeah.
You know, like they can make whatever they want.
Let them make what they
But
fucking want.
with this, like, come on. You
But
can't
why
do
do
that
we
and
need
then not. You can't take it back.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
I mean,
like dangling the carrot in front of us and then
they
like,
so deliberately so many times.
Yeah.
So something's happening. But anyway, about
Here's the
medieval.
thing, though. I had the
Sure.
realization. I just want to say this, and then we'll go right back.
maybe.
With Uncharted, like, wouldn't it be fucking awful if the Last of Us guys ended up just making a Crash Bandicoot? Like, they're this really
It
mature
seems- yeah.
company right now
It
that
does.
is way beyond fucking what Crash is, and I felt like that was the point of the scene.
Seems like a waste of their
It's
time.
like, look at
up
the
Harvey
love
Keitel.
and compassion of these two characters, and then look at what fucking Crash is. Why do you want Crash? It's just a guy running and jumping when you
That's
have,
fair.
like, this really complicated thing. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I agree. I mean, I would like to see a Crash game about as much as I would like to see a Jack and Daxter game or another Ratchet and Clank game. Like, yeah, it'd be fun,
Yes.
cool. I'm down with it. But yeah, I mean, you're right. It's not like this thing that I think. I don't see a big reason to really clamor for it. I agree.
I was definitely in my head picturing like an art game based on Crash, where he like wakes up, he's got like a 5 o'clock shadow, and he like, looks at a picture of his Crash wife and his Crash kids, like, oh man.
What's his
Where's the
favorite
time
movie?
gone?
Is it
Crash
Crash?
Kids.
And he goes into his living room to jump on pillows and shit. Oh yeah, confront us and stuff. Yeah, I can feel that. That needs to happen.
He hears the tribal music playing in his head.
Telltale, get on it, make a Crash game.
Make a depressing episodic Crash
7
Game.
parts, please.
about mental illness and regret.
It also has to be the go-kart one.
Not to take that.
It gotta
lightly.
be a go-kart
But
spin-off,
goddamn, that's funny.
where Crash feels bad about crashing somebody's go-kart.
Yes. He and Mario get in a car wreck, and the game is like Papers, Please, and it's about filing paperwork for the insurance problems.
Yeah. Mario shoots himself in the head.
Mm-hmm.
Saying, like,
Anyway, about medieval.
Yeah.
I had one more piece to that theory. I'm glad I remembered.
Simon Belmont does off his whip.
Go on. Go on, Joe.
Fucking.
Back in the days.
Oh, what was it?
How could you?
Okay, so
My fault.
Cambridge made medieval, right? The guys in Cambridge, they ended up making a PSP reboot of the first game. It was like tit for tat, the same game, just remade.
Tit for tat.
Yes, all tits tats intact.
The exchange of the ages.
And so they made that, and then Gorilla, I guess, bought them or merged with them. Something happened, and they became Gorilla Cambridge. So Gorilla's still Gorilla, but there's also Gorilla Cambridge.
Oh boy, okay.
And so Gorilla Cambridge made Killzone Mercenary on the Vita, the really awesome first-person shooter, the best shooter on the Vita, arguably.
Cool.
And also one of the best Killzone games. And so, I mean, they knocked it out of the park. So, and then they've been silent. They've been working on something. That game came out in like 2012. Mm-hmm. It's 2016. They've been working on fucking something. They're existing. They're costing money. They're doing something. I think we see maybe not PS4, but I don't know. Maybe some kind of indie thing. I'm not sure. We'll see.
Does Medieval have the fanfare for it? I mean, like, I would love a Legacy.
I don't think so.
Game.
I don't think so.
Really
I would just. I selfishly would like
Mm-hmm.
it, but yeah. I mean, I could see why that would be kind of hard to get done because it's not. It's this dark fantasy, like Tim Burton-y kind of thing where it's like, it's just not, there's not a big demand for stuff like that right now.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it's a series that I don't think people are going to be like, holy shit, a new Medieval.
Medieval people will, people that play those games.
Yeah, but there's just not that many.
Yeah, that's what I agree.
You got to earn the rest of the audience.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, maybe they're keeping the budget low and they're going to have it be kind of like an online thing, maybe not even physical. I don't know, but I think they're working on something, and I think there's a lot of reason to believe they're working on that. And so we could see an announcement for that at E3. We could also see Sony Bend. They made Uncharted Golden Abyss. They made that Uncharted game on the Vita. Mm-hmm. And then they've been silent. And that game came out. That was like a launch Vita game.
It was.
That was forever ago. So, and they haven't said what they're working on ever since then. So that could happen at any time. That could be happening. So I think we have a lot of PS4. There's potential for a lot of PS4 announcements. Just like
I'm just worried about that Neo, man. I really am. That's ultimately.
I don't know. They could do that, or they could fuck it up and just talk about VR the whole time in the Neo, and just fuck it up. But E3 is not what it used to be, but it's still a real good opportunity to announce things.
And then we've also learned Microsoft is going to show off their own version of the Neo. They have a 4K, whatever.
Xbox Neo.
Xbox 1.5.
Do we know for a fact that's happening?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's confirmed. We don't know what it is.
So we'll see that.
1.5.
I have a question.
What if they make
How is it
259
that
of
these
them?
two companies get the exact same idea at the same time?
I think they're spying on each other and shit.
Yeah, but it's just, isn't it odd that it's like, hey, the same day we're both going to announce the exact same idea?
It definitely seems like really slimy and like.
I mean, they have people
Something's going.
There's probably a lot of low level people that have worked for both companies and know people on both sides, and I mean, there's information gets out when you're in that bubble. You know what I mean?
What do you think was first?
I think it. I don't know. Probably PlayStation. They were probably. I think they were hungrier to get on the VR bandwagon, and then that probably brought them to the conclusion that the PS4 really isn't that fucking powerful, and that probably brought them to the Neo conversation.
And then you play
probably
they
were
like Uncharted
first.
4, and it's just like, how could you need it more powerful than that?
Yeah, but I don't know. Apparently they do. That's got to be why they're doing it.
I don't think 4K is a good next step for I think we've probably talked about that already, but I'm like,
I think it's
they need to just keep refining the 1080p stuff. They need to stop cranking up the fucking resolution.
Yeah,
It's so annoying.
4K. I've seen 4K stuff on a 4K screen. It looks cool. I won't lie, but
right.
I don't need that. The
I don't see much of a
1080p
difference.
games are amazing.
With 1080p and 4K, if I'm sitting on a couch away from it, I really don't see a difference.
To be fair, I think this is more about frame rate than resolution. I think the name's just like a name. Like, I don't think anyone cares about 4K. I don't think Sony's going to push it as 4K. It sounds more like a
That's
code
just like
name.
the banner they're putting over it.
Well, that's just like a code name right now for talks, because they'll support 4K shit and they don't know what to call it.
Yeah.
Like, it makes sense if you're just like, the 4K, because it's going to have 4K movie compatibility. It sounds to me, it's more like, hey, frame rates suck. Let's make a good frame rate on this one.
And if I remember correctly, didn't both consoles say that they were going to support 4K media? Before they launched? I'm almost positive Sony did. I don't know so much about Microsoft. They might not have made that promise. But that was part of the deal with this generation of consoles. It was supposed to be kind of a 4K ready generation from the get-go. So maybe there's part of them that wants to make good on that. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to shake things up, though, because we're going to see consoles become mobile phones, basically. We're going to have a new one every couple years, and it's not going to cost as much. I think that's probably what we're moving towards.
Trick is not to buy it. Just say, fuck you. I'm going to keep my console. I mean, I'm happy with my PS4. I just am worried what this means for it. But I love my PS4, but I would rather get like a new console than a fucking replacement. Like I would rather get a fucking.
I would
get
PS4.
whatever
I
the
have a
NX
PS4.
is. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, I don't want...
It's not like it fixes anything. It just makes it better. It's like the PS4 already plays PS4 games.
Yeah. I mean, you can make something better forever if you really want to. You can always make something a little better. You keep
Right. I mean, we're PC
chipping
gamers.
away
We know
at
that. So that's what it's all about.
Right.
That's,
and I get that
just
impulse.
upgrade it. Just give me the ability to upgrade it.
Yeah, that's another easy way.
make me
Like a
buy another
USB,
con-
just a USB attachment.
Laptops, which are smaller than PS4s, have ways for you to take out RAM and replace them and stuff. Like just if you
you
really
can
want
already
to
do it to the hard drive.
Sell like $75 PS4 video card upgrade things.
make them modular, easy, done.
With
I
the
mean, I'm sure
USB
it's not that easy. I don't know anything.
Well, I mean, they could do it through the USB port.
Well,
I mean, you could
imagine
essentially
if
do
it's
anything.
this close to
True.
the fucking release of the last console, they knew this was coming. I mean, it's not like you fucking... Like, what were they doing for 3 years? It's not like, hey, I got an idea, guys. Let's talk about it in 6 months. Like, they must have been planning it. And the thing only came out 3 years ago. I mean, it's not like it's hard to...
Yeah, it's not old. I mean, it really should be
So this
kind of
was in
like
the cards.
just kind of leaving the beginning of the generation and entering the middle. About 3 years, I would say.
People
You
are
know.
just now starting to get 1080p TVs anyway. Like it's just now, I think, recently standard.
Just the past couple years, I would say, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I
Recent in the
had
grand scheme of things.
my first 1080p computer monitor. I got like 3 years ago, maybe
One of mine still isn't.
Yeah,
One
I
on
have
the
one
left
that
is
isn't,
1080,
and
that
I
one's
just-
I mean, my
720.
argument to that, though, is like, take the Wii. That was composite.
Yeah.
And every other console wasn't. Which is fine at the time, but then time moved forward and you had to use composite. And it was a disaster.
Yeah,
Like,
you could buy separate component cables, but people didn't know that.
Yeah.
So
But it's still
composite was there was no
It wasn't
HDMI.
good.
Honestly, I think 720p is fine. Most situations.
I don't mind it.
Yeah, it doesn't
too
bother me
bad.
at all.
If I'm like sitting up right in front
this
of it
was, like,
though, it will
480.
bother me. Like I can't sit in front of a computer monitor that's stretched to 720p. I'm like,
Yeah.
I notice it, but like
That
on a
monitor has
TV, not so bad. I mean, I've played Splatoon on a 720p TV before, and like I don't know.
I mean,
care.
I feel like 720 is fine if you gotta go low. But I like 1080p.
1080 is a nice.
Yeah,
it's a nice way to be.
You always appreciate it when it's there, but FPS is far more important.
It
'Cause
is.
that's gameplay.
Yep.
That changes what you're playing.
That's movement. I mean, the whole point of video is that it's pictures, essentially, that are so close together that it looks like movement. That's all video is, right? Mm-hmm. So if like the frame rate declines, and it's like that's the one thing that makes it a video is shitty.
Right.
That's what makes it a video is that it looks like movement. So if it gets so choppy that it doesn't look like movement anymore, then that's the first thing to work
lose
on.
the whole point. You lose
Yeah.
the whole
At the
point.
same token, you can go overboard with that shit. Fucking Hobbit.
Absolutely.
That Hobbit looked weird. You ever see
It's
that?
interesting. The 48, I think. they
Yeah,
put
the
it in.
48. That was fucking bizarre.
And that's
That looked like
especially
slow
there was
motion
no-
when they were walking.
It is kind of weird. I don't mind it. I saw an Iron Man movie in 48 once. It was
I
on
can't
Blu-ray.
handle it, man.
It was kind of, I don't know.
It gets me sick. I don't
I
get
hate
motion
it,
sickness,
but
but
it's just-
that does.
It's so strange because I think it's the difference between like cinema quality to 48 is huge. That's like 24 is below what the human eye can like start seeing a difference at. Like above 30, the human eye kind of. It's like a vague difference between 30 to 60. You can kind of notice if they're side by side. You said that in a previous
Yeah.
episode. But
When you
with
get up
24,
over 60, I stop noticing.
Yeah, but it's like it's even worse below 30. If it dips below 30, the human eye starts seeing separate
Yeah.
pictures almost.
I see
Yeah.
that
So-
shit, yeah.
24,
And that's why Overwatch
yeah.
on PC is terrible for me.
I was going to say, with my experience with Overwatch, when you were talking about your experience with the beta, Overwatch is one of the best optimized like new games I've ever played. It's awesome.
Except for
yeah.
my lap.
That was
Yeah, it was
before I
great on
upgraded my
PS4.
RAM, and it still worked. And I mean, like, I was running
Oh, yeah, you're
Grand
talking
Theft
about
Auto Grand Theft Auto 5 on medium settings and having a little bit of trouble. Yet Overwatch was just like.
I mean, Blizzard is like the king of putting on
the
content
technical
to fit
side
everything.
of game development, they have it completely under their thumb.
They have really smart people working for them. They really do. I've known they're like really selective with their hiring process. I've heard. I know people, very smart people who have applied and not gotten jobs with them. And like,
I have a lot of respect for them.
They
Also,
treat
have a lot
their
of-
workers well, though, is the
I
flip
hear-
side of that.
Yeah, I've heard that. Mm-hmm. Good job, Blizzard. Keep it up.
good.
I don't know, because if you've
Blizzard.
heard, the Warcraft movie's not very good.
Stay cool, Blizzard.
Actually, that might be a thing that may not be true.
Really,
It just depends. I gotta see it for myself.
that's great, man.
There's
But reviews aren't good so far.
That's awesome. It's good to hear it, man.
It's not.
I think the episode's over.
It's probably
Oh.
about over.
Was it?
Blizzard
We've been
did
talking
it.
for like 10 years.
Oh,
That's all good.
See, this is what happens when I don't have it.
Give me the week is Ninja Spirit on TurboGrafx. Get it by plan.
What? You're welcome. Ninja Spirit.
Ninja Spirit, TurboGrafx.
Oh, sweet, dude.
This
That's
is
what we
the
were playing.
screen.
It's a yeah.
can't-
That's the
camera-
game over screen.
The camera never caught it.
Oh yeah, we're not in.
Well, then
this
never
one.
mind.
Oh well, episode
No
ruined.
TV
Bye.
for you.
Bye.
Bye.
No, seriously, play more TurboGrafx. It's a good system. Not a lot of people know about it. Have a
And
good,
it's
have a good day.
not plagued with having a ton of games, so they're all
Plague.
good.
There's a tennis RPG you can play.
That's a good one.
It's a great one.
That's a good game.
Yeah, World Court Tennis.
It also doesn't have Gex. 2 out of 10.
That's a good song.
Well, that's good.